Welcome to Mindless Entertainment. My name is Jesse Milestone, and my hair is in full-on rebellion tonight, so you're going to have to deal with it, because I have to deal with it. Anyway, let's talk about Shazam. Shazam, after opening in the box office to a grand total of $53 million domestically and somewhere just over $100 million worldwide, bringing its grand total to just under $160 million for total box office. Everything's obviously means that Shazam was an abject failure, and DC is just done. They're just done. They're just completely kaput. I mean, how? Like, look at that next to Captain Marvel and what it hauled in its opening weekend. It got that amount just domestically alone. So, like, clearly Shazam is an awful movie, and it's just going to ruin DC. Except that, what was that? Oh, right! It only cost $98 million to make. So, unlike Captain Marvel, after one weekend in the box office, Shazam is now making DC money. Shazam is now officially more profitable than Solo, a Star Wars story. So that's exciting news, I suppose. And what does this say? What does this say for the future of DC? What does this say? God, my freaking hair. What does this say? Well, obviously, it says that DC is just completely abjectly just given up on trying to be Marvel. They're like, we're not going to spend a gajillion dollars on all of our souped up CGI that none of you guys like anyway, especially when apparently $98 can do better CGI than all of Justice League. Because I don't know if y'all saw Shazam, but the 7 Deadly Sins were effing dope. They were so cool. I actually spent the whole entire second time watching it every time they were there, figuring out which sin was which one. I got them. I know them all now. DM me if you want to. No. Why you would want to. Anyway, no, obviously means that DC has just given up on trying to, be Marvel, and that means that they're going to fail at everything they ever do again, because you can't make money unless you put a ton of money into making gigantic, super special effect films. God, DC is going to go a more low-key, medium-budget route with their superhero films. They're going to open up the path now that they're saving the reputation and we all are kind of getting on board again. They're going to open themselves up to actually tell interesting stories? You mean they're not just going to work with, like, Superman and Batman and go to their #1 box office hard-hitting heroes and sink as much money to the film as humanly possible? They're actually going to do something different? They're actually going to go their independent route and have things like Shazam, which is very much a more kid-friendly film, and then The Joker, which is very much not a kid-friendly film? How do you do that? I mean, have some clarity and cohesion, DC. How weird of you to try to hit 2 different markets with your different superhero films with some massive amount of overlap of those 2 fan bases. That sounds like crazy talk, especially when The Joker reportedly is only costing $55 million to make. You could recoup that cost potentially domestically alone in the opening weekend. That's just nuts. Why would you do this logical thing where you're actually scaling back and putting quality over quantity? This is madness, guys. This is utter madness for WB, for Warner Brothers, a major Hollywood studio, to edge in a direction of possibly offering new and different stories. Nobody does that. Guys, as we all know, the only good movies are remakes, reboots, and sequels. You can't actually make a good original film. And let's be fair, DC isn't exactly doing that at this point. They are definitely just working off of existing superhero material. But they're kind of putting their own spins on it. They're just going like full Joker origin story that kind of looks a lot more like a serial killer origin story than anything else. Looks more like a Scorsese film than it does a Shazam-esque film. Weird how they're just putting their own spin and flair and trying things out artistically. That can't work. Guys, come on, show of hands in the comment section. Just drop a comment below. Are you actually interested in seeing a new or different take on the superhero genre? Do you actually want to see DC try to tell more gritty or more human or more relatable stories on not such a grandiose level? You don't want that, do you? Go ahead and just correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. Go ahead and tell me in the comment section if you do actually want that. But that just sounds crazy to me. I, for one, would rather continue sinking all of my money into movies that I know are going to follow the exact same formula over and over and over again. I 100% want to go into the next phase of Marvel after Endgame, after after they've probably rendered obsolete or killed some of my original favorite characters, knowing that I'm going to get the exact same movie with people I care less about. That's definitely what I want. So, I don't know. I mean, you guys tell me. The direction of DC, I mean, it looks crazy right now. It's like they're just establishing their own identity. It's like they're just, just throwing things at the wall, hoping that it sticks, and all of them recently have stuck. I mean, the buzz for the Joker is pretty hot right now. Shazam was great. Aquaman was their biggest one ever. It's like this new guy that they have overseeing these films is actually doing a good job. What? Now, he's not going to continue to do that. People don't become major Hollywood executives who know what they're doing. See Kathleen Kennedy, case in point. People don't get these roles based on their merit and their ability to make good films. They get their roles based on nepotism and other things. So why would we ever expect any modicum of talent or interest to come out of a studio like Warner Brothers and such a tried and true crappy-ass label like DC? It's not like anyone likes those superheroes anyway. I mean, whatever. Batman? Who's he? Superman? Nobody even knows who Superman is anymore. Come on. Anyway, those are my thoughts. I'm actually, I'm legit interested to see where DC is going forwards with all this. I feel like, sarcasm aside, they've hit kind of a reset button. I mean, look, Marvel had its fallouts before it came together with its cohesive universe, and obviously DC went a direction, it didn't work out, and they've dialed back, and they're pressing a reset button, and what they're doing is exactly what they should be doing. They're making different individual films that don't have to work together. But Christ, at this point, I mean, Shazam is easily going to double what it costs to make, is definitely going to make the studio money, and therefore necessitate a sequel, which, if you saw the movie, it definitely wants a sequel based on how it ends. And it's opened up it's paved the way because we have it set in the existing DC universe we've gotten, but with not a ton of information. They could easily reboot their Batman. They could easily reboot their Superman when they feel comfortable, when they feel like they have the right direction to do this. So it's just, I don't know. It's a wide open world. I mean, the Joker's set to be a standalone, but it could also, depending on how well that does or doesn't, inform the tone they're going to go with any new Batman projects moving forward. So, it's a big wide open world. And at this point, I've loved Marvel. I've loved everything it's done and everything it's given me. At this point, I'm more excited to see what DC does going forwards, because the reality is just that. They've hit on a formula where they can get a little bit, they can break the mold a little bit. They can play with some different ideas with a lower budget and still make a solid movie. They've demonstrated that now. They're actually maybe paying attention to story and stuff like that. So I'm way more curious to see where that's going to go. Whereas, I mean, if Captain Marvel is any indication, Marvel's going to be following that same formula moving forwards. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that formula. It's fun. It makes them good movies. But I just don't know if I'm going to get invested in the new characters the same way that I've been in the old ones. It's just, those are my thoughts. Anyway, share yours below. Definitely, if you enjoyed if you enjoyed this button, press this video. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button. If you love this channel, you want to help see it grow, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, click that video, get involved with me. That's popping up there. There's all the information about my Patreon, my t-shirts. They're super cool. My social media, all of that stuff. Different ways to help support the channel. I can't do it without you guys. But that's it for now. Back to your busy lives, and God Empress out.